Alright, so as I promised you, I said I would unbox some Hour of Devastation and do the complete lack of a set review on my channel. So I guess I will fulfill that promise today and unbox my usual bundle for each particular set. I just like doing this just to share you through what I got so you can laugh or be amazed by what I pull. Honestly, like I said before, if you missed my video, I didn't do a set review of Hour of Devastation just because I didn't really have the time. I actually did try to make videos of it. I actually still have them somewhere. I just didn't bother editing them down just because I've really been pressed for time. I've had a lot of shit in my life, and it really sucks, but I'm happy I have the time to unbox my bundle for you. Hopefully I will get something good. But enough chit-chat, let's get to unboxing this thing. So I will see how long it takes me to unbox this. Let's see if this takes an hour or a few seconds. Oh, what do you know? I think that's a new record. Oh, hello. This one's a lot loose than before, but it comes with another dice box. Some pretty sick art of Nicol Bolas. I really do like this artwork a lot. Although one thing I could have thought of is they could have gotten away with likely reprinting the old Nicol Bolas, which is a pretty fantastic card, but the new one's really powerful too. I'm wondering if that's going to be the new thing they're going to ban next in Standard. Anyway, so let's get down to business and open this thing up. Let's see all the tokens we get. By the way, I want to apologize to everyone watching at home. Oh, wow, that's another really fancy die. Hi there. Very sparkly. Wow, I really love these dice. I got a really awesome one in my Amon kit bundle. It was blue and gold, and this one's red and gold. It has some nice little sparkles there. It almost looks like toothpaste, but it's not toothpaste. It's a D20. But yeah, that's a lot of fun. So we're gonna unbox the goodies. But as I was saying, I want to apologize to everyone watching at home. I'm currently using my old sound system. My other one's under repair, but I'm gonna get it back up soon. I had to use it for my last video as well, so I apologize. I'm doing my best that I can with what I got. Let's get into the pack. I believe this here is our bit of tokens. As we see by the Adored Pouncer, these are obviously the eternalized creatures. So let's open up and see what we got here. Now, although it's so nice of Wizards to provide us with tokens, I'm kind of wondering, even though the FNM promo is now going to be a token, why we need it to be a token when we have a bunch of tokens in our Fat Pat box. But anyway, let's see what we got here. Adored Pouncer, Champion of Wits, James Steeler, Irshika Kenra, Proven Combated. I'm not too familiar with that one. Oh, that's the one that's a Fugitive Wizard. Resilient Kenra, Sinuous Striker. I think that's just a... What's this? Oh, it's like a kind of a Morphling-like thing, but nowhere near as good. Steadfast Sentinel. 4/4 Vigilance. That's interesting. Sunscorched Champion. I think that's the one that gives you life. Yes, it gives you life equal to its power. A horse, which I think is kind of goofy because wouldn't a horse be more intimidating if there was someone riding it? It's just... from a distance, it kind of looks like a unicorn, but the problem is it's got two horns, so it's a binacorn. I don't know what you're going to call that. Snake. Insect, that's from the Locust God. He produces a bunch of little tokens. And it looks like we've just made a lap around everything. It's just you get 2 copies of each token, and that's kind of nice. Anyway, let's have some fun. Look and see our basic lands. Oh, wow, oh, wow, these are interesting. Oh, my gosh, holy cow, that's vicious. A swamp full of blood. I mean, I thought swamps were pretty, like, morbid and disgusting to begin with, but this is a swamp filled with blood. I think that's, like, the first time that's ever happened. I've never seen a swamp full of blood. I mean, this is really cool art. I kind of wonder why they didn't save this art for a non-basic land, but it's really pretty flippin' awesome. And there's like a dead guy right there. Anyway, I want to, considering this is such a badass looking basic land, holy cow. I mean, my favorite basic lands are the Ravnica ones, or Ravnica and Return to Ravnica. Those are my favorite. But this might come as a close second. Rivers of Blood. That's charming. Let's rip these open. I just want to take a look at these. You're probably wondering, why am I spending so much time on basic land? These basic lands look flippin' phenomenal. You gotta see the rest. When you see one with a river of blood, I mean, come on, you gotta see the rest of those. I'm sure some of them will repeat, but I think I got 80 lands here. Let's see what all the other lands look like. Here we got a mountain. Just a ruined temple, looks like. Oh, nice. Some of them are full art. Some of them are not full art. I guess we got maybe one full art per every 5, I guess. Yeah, these swamps, you see more rivers of blood. Rivers of blood. That's pretty darn morbid. Don't know if I'd see... Oh, whoa. Hello. It's a flippin' island. Oh, my God. It's an island with a geyser of blood. These are really bloody lands. Holy cow. I mean, I just love the Ravnica lands just because they're just buildings instead of lands. But these are just some of the most ominous basic lands I've ever seen. So, like all our bundles, we have our 10 packs here. And I think for these, I'm going to just go as slow as I normally do. I'm probably going to lecture extra about all the cards I pull, just to make up for the fact that I couldn't post up a set review. So, let's get to it. Let's not hold anything back. So, enough chit-chat, let's bust this thing open. Pack 1. Okay, what is this thing? Look a little closer. The Haven of Enduring Hope. No, it's Bird Cleric. Firebrand Archer. Another camel. I guess camels are kind of a thing here. Exile a card from an opponent's graveyard for a 2/3. That's not terrible. I feel like that might be nice in some sort of blink deck. Lethal Sting. Put a... Oh, you have to put a -1/-1 counter on a creature you control, but you get to destroy a creature for 3 mana. I mean, good grief. We printed Murder like a couple sets ago. Why on earth do we need this? Seer of the Lost Tomorrow. Discard a card. Target player puts the top 3 cards. Is there a library and is there a graveyard? Oh, that's not bad. It's a 1/4 for 3. Again, more graveyard hate, I believe. Yep, it's when it attacks. You exile a card in the defending player's graveyard. This is one of that Vigilance guy that eternalizes that we saw its token of later. And a Desert. It's the common desert that you can cycle in the red version. It cycles for 2. I thought it cycled for 1, but I guess maybe Wizards thought that would be too powerful. Who knows? Here's Gideon's Defeat. One of the 5, or the cycle, I should say, of the Planeswalker hate cards. You can actually exile your opponent's Gideon that is attacking you, or any other white creature for that matter. Saving Grace. An Ominous Sphinx. You cycle, discard a card. Target creature and opponent controls gets -2/-0 until end of turn. 4/4 for 5 isn't awful. It's sort of like a Sarah Angel that kind of gets you a little bit of a bonus and doesn't have Vigilance. And our rare is... Oh, Oketra's Last Mercy. Which kind of reminds me of Beacon of Tomorrows, except it's nowhere near as good. And it's not really recyclable unless you have like Eternal Witness or something like that. Pack 2. Starting off with... What's this? This is the Eternalize Quorum Merfolk. Dauntless Haven. That sounds like it's a reprint. I'm not entirely sure what set it's from. I want to say Odyssey, but not entirely sure. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Blur of Blades. -1/-1 target creature, Blur of Blades. It's kind of like really goofy Searing Blaze. I don't know, maybe someone in Standard would like that. Unquenchable Thirst. Control Desert, tap, enchant creature. It's not tap, it's kind of like Narcolepsy, but it's only really super good if you have a desert. Grizzly Survivor. Ambuscade. This red desert really loves me. Oh, and this is nice. The God Pharaoh's Faithful, which gives you a lot of life if you splice a Grixis color with white. Very interesting card. Hello, that guy's got a big-ass horn. 4/4 for 4. Guild Seer on attacks if you control a desert, or there's a desert in your graveyard. Dark creature can't block. That's a lot of mana for just something not able to block. Hey, a cat that gives you a card when it dies. Crook of Condemnation. Oh, this is the thing that's kind of like Relic Progenist, except nowhere near as good. It doesn't give you a card, but I'm sure someone in Standard would love this. Or Frontier, for that matter. Here's an Unraveling Mummy. Here's the Runa Map Ruins, which you can sacrifice a desert to have it do 2 damage to target opponent, or each opponent, my bad. And our rare is the Apocalypse Demon. Pack 3. It's got Nicol Bolas on the front, so hey, maybe there's a Nicol Bolas in here. You never know. We got the Aerial Guide. Flying. When this thing attacks, another attacking creature also gains flying. Really tough zombies. Frontline Devastator. Another Unquenchable Thirst. Runs the Stalwart. Ruin Rats. Death Touch. When it dies, exile target card in an opponent's graveyard. Hey, more graveyard hate. That's pretty cool, I feel. Someone might like that a lot. Here's the White Desert. I think each of these packs has one of the common deserts. That's actually pretty sweet. This dude's interesting. This dude might see some play in Living End. He's a 5/5 with Hexproof with cycles for 1 mana. That's pretty darn good, and I feel like that's bigger than a lot of the other creatures that are in Living End decks at the moment. That's quite some nifty art. Merciless Eternal. Fervent Paincaster. Tap, it deals 1 damage to target player. Exert it. Tap, deals 1 damage to target creature. It just seems weird. Oh, I see. It's got extra power. That's why. I mean, I was going to say, like, isn't Project called Pyromancer better? Well, this thing's got 3 power, so... yeah, let's keep on going. Oh, Liliana's Defeat. Destroy a black creature or black Planeswalker. That Planeswalker was a Liliana Planeswalker. Her controller loses 3 life. I don't know. That might see some play against Liliana of the Veil Modern, but I feel like that's kind of narrow, so you might be better off playing Abrupt Decay or something else that's a little more efficient. And our rare, there's a Nicol Bolas here. Oh, it's a Reason to Believe. That one's alright. I've actually seen some modern decks that actually use this card. Reason is just pretty awesome, I feel. It's just scry 3 for 1, and Believe, I feel like if you play lots of big Eldrazi's like Ulamog or Emrakul, you could really make that rip a creature off the top of your library really flipping good. But next up is pack 4. Rip that open. There's the Fugitive Wizard with Eternalize. Well, he's actually a warrior, but he's a wizard. There's Dauntless Aven again. Really wacky Searing Blaze. Even Reed Stalker. Flying Flash, 2/3. That's, I don't know, that seems kind of meh. I think you're better off playing Restoration Angel if you play Modern. If Restoration Angel still sees play in Modern. Don't think Living End wants a defender that has cycling. That seems kind of goofy. Ambuscade! Dang, another Red Desert. I have a set of those by the time I'm done here. God Pharaoh's Faithful, that's a neat one. Cat that gives you a card. One of those big ass horn things. Another Aftermath card. Appeal. Until end of turn, target creature gains trample and XX until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. Authority. Appeal to Authority. Tap up to 2 target creatures your opponents control. Creatures you control gain Vigilance until end of turn. That's kind of cute. Might come in handy against something in your limited games. Sifter Worm. 7 mana for 7/7 with Trample. Sifter Worm is in the battlefield. Scry 3 and reveal the top card of your library. You gain life equal to that card's converted mana cost. That's kind of like This is Revelation, except I think I like this a little better in a way. Since you always gain life. You don't get cards though, but you do get to Scry 3, so you can sort of fix your draws. So that's kind of cool. Vile Manifestation. No, it has cycling. 0/4 with cycling. I don't know if Living End wants a 0/4 with cycling either. It does get +1/+0 for each cycling card with cycling in your graveyard. Okay, well the problem with that is that once you do Living End, all the cards with cycling are going to be out of your graveyard. But I guess you could fill it back up. You never know. It might come in handy. And our rare with Nicol Bolas. Driven to Despair. Huh. Number 5. Let's hope we get something a little more spicy here. Oh, that would be terrible. Pack with nothing spicy. Alright, what is this here? I see a mountain back there. The Mummy Paramount. Whenever a zombie enters the battlefield under your control, Mummy Paramount gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Kind of interesting. Frontline Devastator. Tragic Lesson, which I think has some of the saddest artwork I've ever seen on a Magic card. A god bleeding to death. And his father is desperately trying to put him back together. Ooh, it's Basking Rootwalla. Or, no, it's not. It's Frilled Sandwalla, which is kind of similar, except it doesn't have madness. Anyway. Torment of Venom. Put 3 -1/-1 counters on target creature. His control loses 3 life unless he or she sacrifices another non-land permanent or discards a card. That's a Black Desert. 3/4 with lifelink. Without weakness, card creature gains indestructible until end of turn. You can cycle it. Jackal Warrior Bear in red. Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. And it pings things, but you need deserts. Either a desert's in play or in your graveyard. Another poor man's Relic of Progenitus. The White Desert, that does not cycle. It's tap 2 white, tap sacrifice a desert. Creature you control got +1/+1 until end of turn. Active this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery. I wonder why. I guess it was too good as an instant. Got another one behind here. Abrade. Abrade, choose one. Do 3 damage to a creature or destroy an artifact. That's interesting. I think that could see some play in Standard. Maybe Modern if you really wanted to, but I feel like you're better off playing Smash to Smithereens because that almost does both, except it's to players. Anyway, what's next? What's our rare? Hazoret's Undying Fury. Anywho, this is pack number 6, so so far it hasn't been super exciting. I guess everyone at home is just laughing at me, just kind of wondering what the hell's going on. This is the lamest fat pack or bundle ever. Let's rip it open. Oh, hold on. 1 second, I'll be right back. Hey, look, Lightning Bolt. Fancy that, because who on earth would pay 3 mana for a Lightning Bolt? Anyway, forget about that. Anyway, moving on, we have a Countervailing Winds, which is sort of like circular logic with cycling. Sandblast, which does 5 damage to an attacking or blocking creature. Marauding Bone Lasher. Not awful, but I mean, I think there was better things you could play for in black. This is a neat one. I feel like this might see some play for Standard. It does provide additional mana for 4, and it gives you a 2/4 blocker, but you can exert it for 2 additional mana. It's pretty nice. Genrai Eternal, Afflict 1 bear. The Rats again. The White Desert. I only see the White and the Red Desert. I guess the others are more uncommon. That guy. Supreme Will, which is Mana Leak and Forbidden Alchemy. Seriously, who names a card Farm? Anyway, another White Desert. We're only getting the Red and White Deserts. What about the other 3 colors? Anyway, Nicol Bolas. Runus' Last Stand, which this is pack 7. Hey, what do you know? Another Lightning Bolt. I have lots already, but anyway, let's do this. Another one of these things. So I guess we're in the same part of the set map. Set with Blast. Ambuscada is a little different. That dude's we've seen before. Cunning Survivor. When you cycle or discard a card, it gets additional power and cannot be blocked this turn. It's a 1/3 though, so that's more of a defensive thing. This is a cool one. Survivor's Encampment. Tap an untapped creature you control to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, and it also provides colorless mana. I really feel like this should have been a rare. I feel like you can easily add colored mana as long as you have a lot of creature. That's not a difficult requirement to fulfill. Jiru's Renucation. Anyway, let's keep going. Thorned Lizard with Prowess. Has first strike as long as it's attacking. Interesting. Hey, Unsummon. I love Unsummon. That's a great card. Another Sifter Worm. Dune Divinier. Type desert you control. You gain 1 life. Interesting. I guess you can keep doing it as long as you have deserts, and it also is a 2/3 for 3, which is awful. Dagger of the Worthy, which is another equipment that gives Afflict and a 2 additional power, and Nicol Bolas. Now, oh, it's the horse! It's the horse! Oh my gosh! So now he can hang out with his horse buddies. I still think it would have been cooler if he was had like a knight on top of him, but I guess this is Egyptian themed, and I guess they didn't have paladins in Egypt. Pack 8. This set is ridiculous. You get nothing but casual stuff, and then we get a horse. Horse might be pretty casual too. Here's another really tough zombie. It's kind of a Scrapper. You think that would destroy an artifact, but it doesn't. Another Fugitive Wizard. Something that will never see play in my living end deck. Vigilance and Reach for 4/4 and for 4. This is basically Anticipate, except arguably worse because it's a sorcery, but it puts the cards in the graveyard, so maybe you could use something that's, I guess you could say, more graveyard synergistic, like Reanimator. Reanimation spell. There's Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. Hey, there's the Black Desert. I actually remember we did get a Black Desert before. That dude who looks like he's having a really bad week. Jackal Bear. This is interesting. This is like Angelic, what's it called? Angelic Blessing? Except it really benefits from having a white zombie. Oh, hey, check this out. It's Consigned to Oblivion. I believe it's Unsummon and Mind Rot. Abrade again. I think there might be a foil. No, there's no foil in this pack. False alarm. But there will be a Nicol Bolas. Oh, it's not Nicol Bolas, but it's Hour of Devastation, which is actually pretty darn funny because this is actually one of the first times I've actually seen a card named after the actual set. I know there are some other sets, cards that are named, have the same name of other sets, like Time Spiral. I know there's a card called Prophecy. But this is really funny, and I think it's a mythic rare. I know it's just a rare. But Hour of Devastation is actually, last I checked, it had a pretty big price tag, so it's a pretty awesome card. All right, pack number 9. I'm trying to speed through this. I'm probably boring a lot of people at home, but you know what? I'm doing this to help you all out, and I guess you'd say entertain you. That's a reprint. The Naga once again, a hippo that cycles. 5, 6. I think they're better green creatures if you can cycle. Especially with that. And Under Unsummon, that's cool. Another Black Desert. Another dude who's having a bad week. That's the indestructible spell there. Another Jackal Bear. The Snake. Really poorly named spell. Claim to Fame, which I believe is Unearth, and I guess you could say that's kind of like a Reckless Charge effect, but it's all cool. But anyway, here comes our Nicol Bolas. No, it's Nimble Obstructionist. That card's kind of cool. I kind of wish it had, when it enters the battlefield, it counters an activator triggered ability. But cycling is still not a bad alternative. And finally, our last pack. Let's hope we get something badass. We got one of these zombie paramounts, mummy paramounts. I'm surprised the one thing I've realized is they make a lot of the mummies as zombies, and they didn't make mummy a specific creature type. I guess it was just so players wouldn't complain that, oh, now we need to have tribal mummies. Kind of goofy. So now you can have tribal zombies and they're in the same family. Crash through. Target creature gains trample and draws a card. You can exert this as an attack. So if you do, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to it this turn. 3-1. That's not awful. They're really goofy. Anticipate. I never got any blue or green deserts. It's really weird. Thing. That guy. You've seen that guy. Manicore with Afflict. Attacks each turn if able. So it's really angry. Another Ominous Sphinx. And our final rare, which will hopefully be Nicol Bolas. Let's see what you are. Oh, balls! That's awesome. Solemnity. I can't pronounce the card right, but this card is phenomenal and modern. Works great with things like Kitchen Finks, and there's a lot of other fantastic synergies that you can work with this card. I'm probably gonna make some deck tech with this guy, but this is a fantastic card, and honestly, I like this probably better than Nicol Bolas, so I'm really flipping happy at the moment. Highlight of the pack. Solemnity. Awesome card. Will be modern playable. Is modern playable. Fantastic card. Wizards, I love you sometimes. But don't let that go to your head. It's just sometimes. Yeah, anyway, so that was my bundle, and although I did get some neat stuff in there, including Solemnity and a horse, it was just kind of meh for me. I feel there could have been some better things, but you know, it's just how bundles go. Sometimes you get what you want, and sometimes you guys get nothing but junk. Hopefully there'll be some things that are pretty tradable in this bundle. Hopefully. I only got one mythic, which was the horse, but you know, it's all good. But anyway, thank you for watching all the way to the end. I know I lectured a lot more about the cards in this one than I normally do, just because I whiffed on the set review that I was supposedly going to do, and honestly, considering I put a lot of work into those, and not a whole lot of people watch them, I'm probably going to stop them. But anyway, if you stayed to the end of this video, thank you very much. If this is your first time watching a video on my channel, please feel free to like and subscribe. Well, hopefully someone will trade me for these lightning bolts that I pulled. I mean, totally awesome, even though it's got like a burning pig spear on it.